Chapter 11. I to maki maki, I to maki maki. I don't really get, maybe it's like a song or something. I don't know. A white thin thread is attached to my two forelegs. It's stretched when I pull the outer. It gradually returned to its original length when I relaxed my strength. It became like a rubber, just as planned. What am I doing? Because I now know that spider thread is a skill, I started experimenting with the spider thread in various ways while increasing my skill proficiency. Until now, I have only used my thread for making my nest and to restrain my prey. That's why I don't understand much about my threads, even though the one producing it is myself. Leaving my home and level up, impossible. Though I got excited when I leveled up, but it's impossible if I were to think calmly. Well, think about it. Do you think a woman who is good in games can win a real fight? Impossible. Even if my body is a monster, there's no meaning that if the person moving it is frowning. What? There's no meaning if the person moving it is frowning. Right. As for moving a body in real and in game, it's like heaven and earth. In game, the character won't get tired, but in real, you get tired for how much you move. Besides, I only went to school in my previous life, and I was just a weak child lacking of physical strength. I think it would be difficult to fight against a genuine monster who live with its wild instinct. Though it's not like I can't do it, but failing equals dead. I want to avoid such a risky choice. If that's the case, then waiting for pitiful prey to get caught in the nest has a higher winning rate. I'm messing up a whole bunch. I think this is much more efficient and safer rather than wandering around in the dungeon aimlessly. Someday I think that I will leave my home, but that would only happen after I have leveled up more until I reached a certain point. Though I used such an absurd character in the online game, in other RPGs, leveling at early gameplay is my style of playing. Keep on leveling and defeating a boss while humming. Especially, now that my life is on stake, I should act carefully until I have the confidence to win against other monsters. As part of level raising now, I am trying to raise my spider thread skill proficiency. Now that I think about it, the spider thread is like my lifeline. I shivered while thinking that I would still wander around in this dungeon if I never make my home. In that case, probably I would be dead by now, isn't it? What? Okay. It's impossible to take a rest at ease, and it's also impossible to catch a prey. It's all thanks to the spider thread that I am living comfortably now. When thinking that, raising the level of my spider thread is the top priority for now. I don't know what's going to change if its level increased, but it definitely won't be a loss. Well, I thought I should find out the property of my thread while I am on it, so I verify it in various ways. I begin producing thread and verify the amount of and verify the adjustment of thickness, adhesion, strength, and elasticity. The adjustment of thickness was considerably easy. When I intend to produce thin thread, the fairly thin thread was produced. Though it's impossible to make it invisible, it was possible to make it as thin as hair. In this dark dungeon, it should be hard to see even this thread. However, the result from my experiment on strength that I found out was more thin than the thread, the more easy the thread to break. Well, this alone can't be helped. If I think normally, it's obvious that it becomes weaker. If the level rises, it might increase its strength. Let's put some expectations on it. On the contrary, the strength rises when I make it thicker. The thickest string that I can produce now is about 2 centimeters in diameter, like a normal rope. Jesus. Well, that's the maximum thickness I can produce right now, but I can make it more thicker if I tie the threads in a bundle. But it takes a while. I regret that I should not have done the experiment of adhesion. What? Alright. It's true that everyone thought that spiders' threads are adhesive, but to be honest, there's also non-adhesive threads. The reason why the spider itself won't get caught in its own web is because it knows how to use it properly. I understood it after making my nest with instinct. Well, to know more about it, I experimented on it, and I ended up getting entangled by my own threads. To know about the proper use of both types of threads, it was necessary to get entangled by my own threads. I am an idiot because I got caught by my own threads. I got impatient. Actually, I didn't know that Ah, I didn't know that the adhesive power can be reduced even after the thread was released, and I almost die getting caught by my own trap. The adhesive power can be changed to some extent if the thread is still connected to my bottom. After that, I tried to I just laughed at bottom. It's spider booty. After that, I tried to change the adhesive power of the thread that I had been separated from my bottom, and the result was I can change it a little only. I pull myself together and confirm the strength. It's weak if it's thin, where if it's thick, then it's stronger. But I don't know until what extent of the power it can endure. What I mean, when I make its strength to maximum, I can't cut it no matter how much power I use, and the scary thing was that I can't even cut it with my fangs. If something were to be tangled by this thread, then it should not be able to escape. Well, there may be monsters far stronger than me that can tear my thread off, so overconfidence is a taboo. And lastly was the result of the elasticity experiment. Currently, I had a string getting stretch. This rubber thread seems to be pretty useful. It seems that I can make a simple sling by tying it with a stone. In addition, it seems that it's useful in various ways. I am very satisfied with the experimental results. But even I used the thread that much, its level didn't increase. In addition, there's a problem that can't be ignored has occurred. The more thread I produce, the more energy I use. In other words, I am very hungry now despite not much time has passed since I ate the frog. It's not like I hate this consumption rate, but if I want to use a lot of threads next time, I better fill my stomach first before doing so, because it seems dangerous. Ah, yeah, that's that chapter. Yeah, so we're learning about the threads and shit. Yeah, so we're a spider. We're establishing facts that they better be consistent about.